In the heart of the city, where tall buildings cast long shadows and life moved at a relentless pace, lived a young Kenyan woman named Cindy. Cindy was beautiful, but not the kind of beauty that shouted for attention. Hers was the quiet kind, the kind that made people pause when she entered a room, the kind that stirred admiration in some and deep, unspoken hatred in others. She had warm brown skin that glowed even on her worst days, expressive eyes that reflected kindness, and a gentle confidence that came from knowing who she was. Cindy didn't compete. She didn't boast. She didn't try to outshine anyone, and yet, without trying, she did. From a young age, Cindy learned that beauty could be both a blessing and a burden. In school and later in the workplace, Cindy noticed a pattern. Girls who looked at her with forced smiles, girls who complimented her dress but whispered behind her back, girls who pretended to be her friends, only to watch her closely studying her movements, her progress, her joy. They laughed with her during lunch breaks. They asked about her life, her plans, her dreams. But their questions were never innocent. They were gathering information, monitoring spirits dressed as friends. Some of them hated her openly. Others hid their envy behind politeness. And the younger girls, especially the ones who wanted the attention Cindy naturally attracted, despised her the most. They plotted quietly. Rumors were planted. Opportunities were sabotaged. False stories were passed around like poison wrapped in gossip. If Cindy succeeded, they said she slept her way there. If she struggled, they said she deserved it. If she remained calm, they called her arrogant. No matter what she did, her existence offended them. There were days Cindy went home exhausted, not from work, but from energy, from constantly feeling watched, from sensing tension when she walked into a room, from realizing that the same people who hugged her were praying for her downfall. She often wondered, why do they hate me when I've done nothing to them? There were moments she blamed herself, moments she wished she could dim her light just to survive peacefully. But Cindy had something many people envied even more than her beauty. She had discernment, and she had parents who could see beyond smiles. Cindy's parents were not loud people. They were calm, prayerful, observant. From the time Cindy was a child, they taught her one lesson over and over again: not everyone who smiles at you loves you. Her mother would watch Cindy talk about her friends and quietly ask questions Cindy didn't understand at the time. Who asked you that? Why would she want to know? How did you feel after that conversation? Her father, a man of few words, would simply say, "Protect your spirit, Cindy. Some people admire you with their eyes, but hate you with their hearts." When Cindy came home, hurt by betrayal, they never dismissed her feelings. They listened, they prayed, and often they already knew. "There's something off about that one," her mother would say long before the betrayal surfaced. And when the truth finally revealed itself, Cindy learned to trust her parents' wisdom more than her own emotions. As Cindy grew older, the attacks became more subtle, no longer childish insults, but spiritual warfare disguised as friendship. Some friends would copy her style. Others would compete silently. Some would disappear when she needed them most, only to reappear when she was rising again. They attended the same events, applied for the same opportunities, celebrated her wins publicly, but mourned them privately. Cindy noticed how certain friends changed whenever men complimented her, how their mood shifted when she received good news, how silence followed her achievements. She realized something painful. Some people didn't want to be her friend. They wanted to measure themselves against her, and when they felt they couldn't win, they turned bitter. Despite everything, Cindy remained kind, not because she was weak, but because she refused to let hatred change her heart. She didn't fight back with gossip. She didn't expose people publicly. She didn't curse them. Instead, she withdrew quietly. She learned that distance is sometimes protection. She learned that not everyone deserves access to her life. And most importantly, she learned that being chosen by God often attracts unnecessary battles. One betrayal hurt more than the rest. A girl Cindy trusted deeply, someone she defended when others spoke badly of her, turned out to be the mastermind behind several schemes against her. The lies were exposed, the truth came out, and Cindy was devastated. That night, she cried like never before, not because she lost a friend, but because she realized how deeply people could hate someone who never harmed them. Her mother held her and said softly, "Some people don't hate you because you're bad. They hate you because your light exposes their darkness." Those words stayed with Cindy forever. Cindy chose healing over bitterness. She focused on her career, her faith, her growth. She stopped explaining herself, stopped proving her innocence, stopped shrinking to make others comfortable, and slowly her life began to flourish. Opportunities aligned. Peace replaced anxiety. Her circle became smaller, but genuine. The same girls who plotted against her now watched from a distance, still monitoring, still wondering, still comparing. But Cindy no longer noticed. Cindy learned that not all enemies announce themselves. Some battles are silent and spiritual. Discernment is more powerful than confrontation. And parents who pray for you are your greatest shield. She also learned this truth. Beauty fades, but purpose terrifies people who have none. Cindy was never hated because of her face. She was hated because of what she carried. And in the end, they couldn't break her.